right, and we're back. This is episode 164 of the Taproom Podcast, and I'm your host, Mike. Man, I got a good one for you this week. This episode is with Brian Herbertson, aka Herbie. Man, and I just want to start the episode just by saying thank you, man. Like, I'm just super grateful that you let me come down and talk to you and have a couple of beers with you and, hear your story. Like, I can't say enough good things. Like, and Herbie's not just a brewer, man. He's such a passionate, advocate for the craft beer community with so many years so many years of experience. And just hearing all of that, his, brewing philosophy and how he honed all of his skills. And the dude's just a vast wealth, has a vast wealth of knowledge. And I'm just, yeah, I'm stoked. I was stoked to talk to him, being able to, I don't want to give too much away, but his love of music, both of our loves, our shared love of pizza and stuff like that. So it was just really fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it and I had a great freaking time. So Herbie, I'm super grateful. Thank you so much, man. Let's see. Actually, today I got to record with John Jackson, one of the founder of Wild Parrot. And it was a blast. And it was, man, I don't want to give anything away for that episode either, but it was just really cool. And, being in Pasadena, growing up in Altadena or partially in Altadena, it was a blast, man. It was just really cool. And being able to, said, hear his story too. And this is what this show is all about. So super stoked for that. I'm recording this on a Saturday because I leave first thing in the morning, back to South Texas. I'm going to record tomorrow with Andrew Crow of Howling Rabbits. Super stoked to talk to him and to see what the last year's been like, man. It was so fun. And then the other day, I got to record. I can't even describe what happened the other day. It was on Tuesday. Got to record with Luis, obviously of Level Up. Got to record with Raul of Solorio. And got to record with Leo of Steady. And that was the round table talking about, the California Brewers Cup and all that sort of stuff. It was a blast. So it's been a fun ass week. So them on Tuesday, then, John Jackson today, and then Andrew Crow tomorrow. Let's fucking get after it, baby. And yeah, then following week, the week after I get back, I will be going to Denver and I'm recording with Bierstadt. I am words cannot describe how I'm feeling about that. I'm so excited. Get to record with Ashley, co-founder, head brewer, and it's a dream come true because that's a white whale for me and always has been. And now being able to go over there and talk to them and enjoy some choice lagers. I'm going to be a kid in the candy store. But yeah, super stoked. The baseball's back. The Dodgers look unbeatable. They're gonna be so good. But yeah, it's excited for baseball. Playoffs are around the corner for hockey. Life is good. So I'm gonna keep this intro short because I gotta finish packing because it's now 7:19 on Saturday and I have to be up around 2:00 to get ready and hit my flight. So I just wanted to say I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a great week and all that good stuff. I hope you guys enjoy the episode. I don't know why I was jumping into the outro already. What happened there? But yeah, also, I think, let's see. Fuck it. No ad read this week. It's fine. All right. Hope you guys enjoy the episode with Herbie. Stay tuned for the outro. Cheers. All right, guys, we're back in the tap room, and I'm your host, Mike, and I have a very special guest on the show today. I have Herbie, or Brian Herbertson of Lucky Luke Brewing out in Santa Clarita. How's it going, man?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on.
No, of course. No, thanks for letting me come down and hang out with you and have a beer and hear your story.
Yeah.
I'm having the cold IPA. You're having the
light lager.
Okay. Well, cheers, man.
Cheers.
Oh, that's good. Damn, that's really good. Whew.
Thank you.
I like that. So, man, I was started out. How'd you get started in craft beer? Tell me about your story.
Well, I was a home brewer before I actually got into it commercially, but getting into craft beer itself, or even becoming aware of it, probably I used to travel with music groups in my 20s and early 30s.
Okay.
So I got to travel a lot, got to go overseas a bunch, stuff like that. And I started learning about regional breweries.
Okay.
And there was still some of the old microbreweries from the early 90s,
Mm-hmm.
from that kind of first wave, or I guess second wave. And so it was, discovering that, hey, these guys have this beer and it's just theirs and they're a little town and
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. And I just thought it was interesting. And the beers were way different than your grocery store macros, which was
Of course.
pretty much all it was, save for like Sierra and Sam Adams back then. So that just kind of woke me up to it. And then years go on, I started homebrewing. So I homebrewed for probably 7 years or so.
Okay.
And then I just happened to get a job as a beer tender at a a brewery in Riverside called Wicks.
Okay.
So I grew up out in the Riverside, and so I just got hired around for that. And then they were still building out, and they're like, "Oh, you homebrew?" So I helped them build out some stuff in the back with the brewery. I used to help out with the original brewer there, kind of cellarman and assistant brew. And then they ended up getting rid of him and asking me if, "Hey, do you think you could run this spot?" And I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, sure. Yeah, I could do this." And I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah.
Like commercially, there's a big difference, homebrew from commercial. Like
Of course.
it's
Yeah.
just, totally different. So, but I did it and I kind of faked it until I made it. This was in 2013,
Oh, wow.
2013. And then, we were doing good. We won a couple awards at the LA. We won a bronze at World Beer Cup for American Strong Pale
Oh, nice.
in 16. So that was fun. 2017, I ended up moving out here to LA and taking a job at a new brew pub that was opening up called Simsies, which was a already established kind of small chain, family-owned chain of kind of upper end fast casual kind of food. And they put a brew pub on the second floor of their Burbank spot. And so I was brewing there until the plague hit in 2020.
Yeah.
And we were one of the casualties of the COVID outbreak. But it kind of worked out because these guys needed a guy. So I basically, my last day there was on a Friday. And then the following Monday, I started with Lucky Luke.
Okay.
And that was September of 2020.
Wow.
And yeah, that was, back then we just had the 10-barrel spot in Palmdale. And so I was going up there every day. And now we've got that spot, this spot, the little pub up in Lancaster.
Awesome.
We don't brew there, but it's the old Kinetic spot. I don't know if you're.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of Kinetic. Yeah.
So it's their old spot on the boulevard up there. And we sell our beer there. We don't brew, but yeah, so the company's grown and, I've been here 5.5 years now. So
awesome. Congrats.
Thanks.
That's cool, man. And even going back to the breweries, what was it called? Was that Mimsy's, you said?
Simsies.
Simsies,
Yeah.
okay. And Riverside. What was the first brew? Because I know they kind of threw you in there, right? But what was the first beer you brewed commercially?
The first one I did commercially was a cream ale,
Ooh, okay.
just to kind of figure out that brew house.
Yeah.
And like my efficiencies, just to see if what I was doing, the way I was structuring recipes as a home brewer would translate over the same or not. And it came out good. And the guy I replaced was like an older dude. He was probably early 60s at this point, and it was very kind of old school style of beers.
Yeah.
And the owners were wanting something more modern because the San Diego hop craze was going on back then. The IBU wars and all that was the big thing back then, right before the hazies hit.
Yeah.
And so we did that. And then I came out, the second one I did was that strong pale. It was like a 5.8, like pale ale. And that one, both of those basically became pretty much instant staples there. And yeah, the pale ale won some awards. It did pretty well. But, I just started making beers and playing with different stuff. And I'm very kind of methodical and don't just try to I try to really plan things out ahead of time. So to make sure that I can execute it the way I want. And I think taking that approach kind of helped as I was still trying to figure out what the hell I was doing.
Of course, I got you.
Like didn't really harvest yeast back then as a home brewer. And so now I'm learning this process in yeast management. And, I'd never done this before. I had a lot of brewers that I knew that I could lean on for guidance. And so a lot of people helped me on the way.
That's great.
So yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. So. And that was actually when I was asking you next, like what were maybe some brewers or breweries for that matter that kind of influenced you along the way?
I always liked Sierra back then. And even today, they kind of hold strong to their roots and keep doing their thing. I mean, they do some, they do hazies now and stuff, but they kind of stick to their guns. I was a big fan of Founders back then.
Oh, yeah.
Before Founders did what Founders did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love their stuff. Yeah, it's back then it was really just exploring because there's, all these breweries started popping up. And everybody's got all these different beers and people started playing around and, somebody did this thing. And, and then the hazies came around and I abhorred them when they first started because people were dumping like bags of like high gluten pizza flour in and you were getting these boba balls in like cans and like there'd be these little chunks just oh God, I hated them so much. And I fought making one forever. And the owners finally made me make one, but in protest, I biofined it.
Okay.
At the end. Not to clear, but yeah, I did. It wasn't like normal looking hazy, which kind of irked them a little, but it came out good. And then, hazies have evolved and I still am not a big fan of consuming them, but the consumers want them, so
of course,
we make what the customers want. It's not necessarily I won't die on the hill where I don't like those, so I don't make that's, you gotta.
There's some people out there that are like that though.
Yeah,
like,
and it's a hard business model to stick with because in the end this is a business and the business is trying to make money.
Yeah.
And if you're just making stuff that, we're having a doppelbock on all the time and a, this or that. And it's like, people are, well, they're good, but I don't.
Yeah.
You don't have one of these?
Yeah.
I'll go next door. And so you have to kind of balance things. And, if you're going to make something, you can do it your way.
Of course.
And kind of find a middle ground. But yeah, for whatever, like, it sells like it sells. That's my job.
Yeah. Like you said, it's a business. So you have to cater to the masses. Like when the haze craze happened, it was just like, I feel like everybody had like 5 or 6 different hazies on the menu. And like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind a good hazy. I prefer a West Coast or like a cold IPA or even like browns and stuff like that when I can find them. But like, it's kind of like, not that they all taste the same. But there's times you can kind of get lost in like one hazy or the other. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like. So.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And, I'm not the owner. So like, I guess if I'm the owner, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, of course.
But, I'm an employee, not an owner. So it's, we do what we need to do. And yeah, you can still like, we'll have like a hazy, 2 hazies on at a time.
Yeah.
Maybe. Mostly just to satisfy that crowd.
Course. Yeah.
They're not the greatest money makers. The margins are bad on them. The yields aren't great on them. So, I wouldn't say we take a loss on them, but we keep it to satisfy that customer base, and then
of course
we have the other things, and you kind of have across. So once you have your tap list, you kind of this thing you may not make much, but the margins are good on this, and overall it'll kind of balance everything out. You can be a sustainable business.
And I feel like too, like one thing I will give the hazies is like, it's a good gateway beer. It's a good beer, like kind of like introductory beer to get people into it because it is kind of juicy and stuff like that and like citrusy. So I feel like that side of it's always good for the business because it might bring a consumer to craft beer.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And, most of the people, the old guard that bemoans hazies, it's like, well, when we were making these 150 IBU bitter bombs, it just blew everyone's palates to smithereens.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of created the hazy because people didn't want all that bitterness. People wanted I want to taste the hops, but I don't need this burning sensation in my throat for hours afterwards. So, so it kind of begat the hazy movement, I think.
Yeah.
So I kind of blame, well, if you weren't making these 150 IBU things, we wouldn't have this stuff over here. But
100%, man. Even now, because I was looking at, you guys have a really diverse menu, and I looked because I saw you had a brown on, you have a cold IPA, so it's all, all wheelhouse for me. What are some of your favorite hops that you've been brewing with right now, or just in general?
Simcoe's always been a favorite of mine. I like that a lot. I like Eldorado a lot. We've been using a lot of HBC 630 lately.
Okay.
That one's real nice. I did a hazy with the new Dulcita hop.
Oh, yeah.
And that hop is it's pretty interesting because there's a lot going on with it. There's a lot of fruit. There's almost like some lactones in there, kind of like a vanilla kind of vibe. But then there's this kind of warming spice kind of thing, almost like a cardamom or an allspice or something. It's very subtle, but it's it's an interesting hop. I like it. I want to play around with it more and see what other things I can pull from it and using it in different ways.
Okay. Yeah, and Dulcita, is that the one where, because I know normally they have the male and the female cone separate. Is that the Dulcita where they they were growing together? I'm trying to remember. I read about it, but I can't
think it was that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
I think it might have been that one.
Yeah.
It just got the name Dulcita, I think last year or beginning of this year, last year or something like that. I think it was last year, but yeah, it was kind of a new hop. They did some experimental thing. They did some small acreage, and then they brought it up to commercial acreage, I guess.
So I was looking, obviously, looking at the beer names on the menu. We have Water of Love. We have the 14 to the 5. Who comes up with the beer names? I was curious.
I come up with a lot of them. Brian, the owner, will come up with some. A lot of them are either song titles or lyrics. Water of Love is a Dire Straits song.
Oh, okay.
So that's where that came from, because I'm a big Dire Straits fan.
Nice.
14 to the 5 is basically what you take to drive to Palmdale to LA.
Okay.
So that's what that is.
Oh, nice.
And
okay.
We have the little interstate signs. Yeah, so there's some of them are just kind of some silly ass name that I might have thought that'd be a good beer name or something.
That's cool.
But a lot of them are music related or locale related. So yeah, but it's a lot of it's me, and then Brian does a lot of input on it too.
Okay. Well, I like it. And even we talked about a little off air, the tap handles, how they're all tools. That's cool. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. That's kind of Brian's, like I was saying, Brian came from construction before beer, and he's a real type of mechanically inclined handyman guy.
Okay.
So they did that at their first Palmdale spot, where he just got some old tools and he welded them onto the shanks, and so that's just kind of what we do. All 3 spots have the same thing. So we just gather random tools from people and
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. No, I like it. And it's unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've never seen anybody do that before.
Yeah. It's kind of just part of the motif or the branding, I guess, of Lucky Luke.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah. Making it you.
Yeah.
That's sweet, man. What are some of your favorite styles to drink? Or brew for that matter?
Drinking, I like all beers. I've been drinking mostly. I don't drink much over 7% anymore these days.
Okay.
I'm 51 and I don't need that.
You don't need the hangover.
I'm like a flat basketball. I don't bounce back that well anymore. So I do a lot of lagers.
Okay.
Drinking wise, West Coast Pils is probably one of my favorite styles right now, because I get the hops, but it's not too much, and it's light bodied, and usually it's 5.5, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my wheelhouse style lately.
Yeah.
I like brewing everything. Brewing a bunch of different styles. You get to use a bunch of different processes, different malts, different techniques. And so I think when you do that, you kind of keep your chops up as a brewer on
for sure.
all sorts of things. Whereas if all you do is make hazies, then someone wants a Pilsner or something, I haven't done one of these in a while. And so, like the fermentation process is different, and the way you handle yeast. And so I think by doing wide varieties, you kind of keep your skills as a brewer up, and like, we can use this technique and this and do that. And so I have fun with it. I brew, there's some beers, we have like 4 core beers, so I brew those a lot.
Yeah.
But I'll brew with that. The styles don't really matter as far as like brewing. Yeah. It's, let's tank it,
Yeah, for sure, man. I love it. All right. So next segment's called the 4-pack. So it's 4 questions. The first one is, what's one beer that never leaves your fridge because you're always restocking?
Ooh. Lately, El Segundo has been putting out they got that Mexican lager Classica, which is really good. And then they just released that 2.7 super light. And I'm like, let's go.
Yeah. Perfect.
I'm like, this is perfect. So I've been getting those on the regular for a while. It was Classico for a while, and then the 2.7 came out, and I was like, okay, this is great. So
yeah, I'm noticing that trend too. You're noticing like a lot of breweries are making those lighter beers because I feel like that's kind of where the industry is going, or at least that's like the trend right now.
Yeah.
Which I'm completely okay with.
yeah. The beer population's getting older. There's not a ton of kids drinking these days, so it's mostly just that same consumer. They're just aging. Yeah. And I don't think like I'm the only one that feels like, man, I only had 4 beers last night. I'm like, why do I feel so fuzzy? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I think it's, and then like when you see like Michelob Ultra just flying, that kind of tells you what like the overall consumer wants. And that's really like where craft beer needs to get into, is that general consumer. As the industry evolves, we need to, bring in those people into the craft beer thing where maybe they don't buy it all the time, but they'll, they're aware of it and they do like it and they will buy it here and there. So I think you'll see it as, light lagers, those 2.5, 3.5, 4%. There's a few LA people that just release like 3.5, 4% versions of either versions of other beers or whatever. I think Boomtown just came out with a smaller version of their Bad Hombre, the Mexican lager. So I think it's smart. We released our 4.1 light lager last year, and it's really been picking up steam since we released it. It was just kind of like a one-off at first. For the first 3 batches we sold through real quick. Especially out here in Santa Clarita, which it's interesting because different beers, like some beers sell better here, some beers sell better in Palmdale. Like the lower, the more sessionable beers sell better down here as far as the tap rooms. And then the higher ABV stuff sells better in Palmdale. So, but you gotta, you're brewing it for all 3, so you have to balance these things out. But
of course.
Yeah, I think that light lager, we're canning it now. It's picking up steam out in distro.
Love it
with the cans, and I just think people still want. It's like me. I still like beer. I like the flavor of beer.
Same.
I'm not the NA stuff's like okay. I don't like the arrested stuff. I like the 0.0. I don't like the 0.5 stuff. Generally, but even that's like thin, and so it's like you get a 3%, a 4% beer, tastes like beer, drinks like beer.
Yeah.
But you can have like, 2, 3, 4, and not ruin your day.
Of course,
Not, still be able to function.
Yeah.
Feel fine the next day. So I just think that a lot of the customer base, like I said, especially since everyone's getting older, it's just how it goes. You know, very few people party like they did in their 20s, in their 40s. Or, I mean, some do, but I don't know how they do that because I would, But,
I got you.
But so, I just think it's the way it's going right now with beer. And I think craft would be smart to jump on it. Especially, Macro basically makes one base beer. And they dilute it down to different strengths. And then you have Bud Light, Bud Dry, Bud Ice, all these things. And it's a smart, economical way to brew.
Oh, for sure.
And you can do it without sacrificing quality. So a lot of people are, taking a 5.5% lager and diluting it down and splitting the batch up. And now we've got this 3% and this, and now we have 2. And
yeah.
So things like that, adopting things from the big beer companies, because they've been around for 100 something years. And why is that? Like, no matter what's, gone on, they've been here.
Yeah.
Save for prohibition maybe, but so adopting some of those things, I think, will help craft beer stay sustainable, even in like harder times like this, where we're seeing places close and we're seeing places struggle, tariffs and costs are going crazy. And especially out here in LA, once you're up for renewing your lease, it's like,
oh, I know.
Like, a landlord come back like, well, we're going to need 3 times what you were paying.
Wild.
It's like, some places you just look at it, you're like, this, I can't make this math out. Like, so it sucks. I always get nervous when someone hits their 5 or 10 year. That's usually when the lease is up. Like, you guys sticking around?
Yeah.
Like, okay, they're good. All right, good. So I think that'll help the smaller independent brands stay around, and then the pendulum will come back, and beer will be the big thing again in 5-10 years. And if you can sustain till then you'll be able to reap the benefits of being an established spot. Now you're 10-15 years in, and people know you have brand recognition, and then this beer's cool again. Well, these guys have been around forever, they must be good, type of thing.
Oh yeah.
So I think that'd be the overall way for the industry.
I feel like just building, like, you build that trust, but like in any industry, there's ebbs and flows, right? Like we talked about the trends and stuff, but like once you have that trust with somebody, no matter what, like, I haven't been to Lucky Luke in forever, or I haven't done this. Let's go down there and check it out. Or they're having tacos on a Tuesday, or they're having trivia on a Monday.
Yeah.
Just to get people, in the door and enjoy, what's like somebody made like out of the love of their craft. So
100%.
Yeah. Speaking of which, so like the next question is called, if you weren't beer, what would you be doing? But like, what did you want to do when you were a kid? Like, when you grew up, you're like, I want to be this.
So I was originally coming out of high school. I got accepted to San Francisco State for their undergrad physical therapist program. So I was going to get into that. I wasn't able to make it work to go there. So I ended up going to a JC out in Riverside for about a year, and then I quit school and I went on tour and became a carny for 9 or 10 years. And
oh, really?
Just traveled. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So there was a whole about decade of my life where I was just traveling around and working concerts and touring with bands and stuff. So
that's awesome.
But after that, I came back and I went to school, and I was going to get a degree in biology, and I was thinking about teaching. Then I got into homebrewing, and then
that's all she wrote.
Yeah. I started like, I never really thought I was going to be a commercial guy, like do it for work. I just like making beer. And then it just kind of, this one place I was working at closed. And so my buddy got me a job as a beer tender at Wix, and then it's just gone from there. And here I am. So
That's cool, man. And that's the thing. Like, there's times in life where we think we want to do something, and then life happens, right? Or something comes along, and then you fall in love with something for a while, and life never takes you where you think it's going to go.
Yeah. But you usually end up like, okay, this. I see now, like the path that brought me here. Like when you look back, it's
and you're doing something you love.
Yeah. So the business, can be rough sometimes, and we're in kind of down times as an industry, but I still love, like, brew days are still, I still like brewing. Like, I still like doing the process and doing the work and doing my tests and and hitting the numbers, and it's gratifying to like,
of course.
Yep. Okay. Cause you have your process under control, and you have you have control of what's going on when you're hitting your numbers, versus, oh shit, things are squirrely. Like, I gotta adjust this. Things get weird, and then you're just trying to make it right.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. It's still fun. It still fascinates me, the whole, like, we take this and we get this,
Yeah.
we add these things together and here we go. Like,
Mhm.
it's fun.
And now we're enjoying it in our glass.
Or having an idea of a beer in my head and being able to make it a physical thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going for. Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's still, I still get joy out of that. And it keeps pushing me to do better and learn more. And, I mean, I've been doing this for a good while, but
Yeah.
you can never not know you're never going to know everything.
Yeah.
So I try and stay humble and just keep learning and
of course.
Just keep growing as a brewer and as a person.
Yeah.
I think that's all we can do as humans.
That's all we can do, man. Like, just try to learn something new, like, every day, or, I mean, maybe not every day. I know it's tough to learn something new every day, but I always say get busy living or get busy dying. Like, I love grinding.
Yeah.
I love working. I love my full-time job. I love doing this, and I can come and sit down and have a conversation with somebody over something that they created, and, and I get to learn something new about you.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah, I love it, man. Next one is, if you could collab with any brewery in the world, who is it and what style would you make?
Oh, man. Maybe, I don't know. I'd like to maybe collab with Coast IPAs, the black lager guy.
Okay.
Maybe make a West Coast Brewers or something like that.
That sounds right. Like, I
love that.
I would love to try that.
That's like my benchmark for like Schwartz beers or like dark lagers is Coast IPAs. So that would be fun. I don't know. There's so many breweries and brewers I admire, from local guys to national guys or international guys. The list would be huge, and it's all. I just really admire these guys' technique on this style, and these guys do this, and yeah, it'd be cool just to like learn from them and see, like, pick their brains.
Of course,
like I said, just like keep learning. I've always been kind of a one-man band, so like my knowledge is kind of weird because I never tutored under anybody. I just kind of got thrown in the fire. And I've never like worked under like some veteran guy, like
some master brewer.
It was just me at Simsies, and here it's just me at this point right now, but we had a few guys originally, and so I kind of that's why I'm always asking questions. But so like we have the LA Brewers Disc Golf League.
Yeah. I was going to bring that up because you're wearing the shirt.
Oh, yeah. So it's that, which is great because we talk about, all of us are always hitting each other up like, hey, I'm doing this. Have you guys used this? New stuff comes out, new hop.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do this thing. I'm having this issue. And we everybody like throws their 2 cents in, and it's really awesome because you get so many different viewpoints coming from different experience backgrounds.
Of course.
And you can kind of pick and choose pieces, and like, this process will work for me because my system's different from your system. Well, my spot, I have this, well, I don't have that.
Yeah.
Or, vice versa. So yeah, it's a real good resource. We've probably got like 30 some brewers. We usually get about 10 a week out.
Okay.
Sometimes 20.
Love that.
But people come out every week and have fun, and there's a lot of friendships being made from, like, hey, dude, and like you see them at the guild meetings and stuff.
Of
hey,
course.
what's up? But like, we go camping, people go to concerts together. Like, people do like outside of beer thing and like actual normal friendships.
Yeah,
not just like business colleague type things. So
yeah,
it's cool, and it's a good place for people to kind of, man, I had this rough week. We had this happen, and you tell your other friends that aren't brewers, they don't know what you're.
Yeah,
they're like, that's bad. Does that suck? And you're like, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Like, whereas other brewers are like, ooh,
yeah,
oh no.
Yeah, they're like an emotional support group.
Yeah, they know what you're talking about, what you got to deal with, and so it's fun. It's been a good thing, and we do a collab every year. We have a booth and we pour it at the Brewers Guild Festival out in Long Beach.
Okay.
So we'll have a booth there. I'm not sure we're still voting on who's going to brew it this year, but
okay.
Last year Aero Lodge did it, like year before I did it. Yeah, it's like a new thing we've been doing. It's kind of like our own little version of Unity,
Oh, I love that.
sorta. You
Yeah,
know what
the
I
one,
mean?
was that the one that Boomtown did? That?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
I love
Art
that beer.
Arts District is doing it this year,
Okay.
but yeah, Boomtown I think did it 2 years ago
Yeah, I love that
or
can
last
artwork
year.
that they did. It was like
Yeah,
all the like the not graffiti, but like it looked like well maybe it was. It was kind of like all the different
it's
like
kinda
breweries
graph
names.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, with the brewer names. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's always a fun beer. I'm not sure what style it's gonna be. I don't think Dave's decided, but
Okay.
yeah, that's a good one, and it just brings people together.
For sure,
Most of
man.
us are just grinding every
Oh
day in
yeah.
our spots, and we don't get to go to other people's spots, and
Mhm.
most of the time, most brewers only see each other at beer events,
Yeah.
um, or the disc golf league. But
Yeah.
so it's a fun time, and you get to see people you haven't seen in 6 months, but like
Mhm.
your buddies, and
Yeah. It's like
because
you never missed a day.
everybody's busy and
Mhm.
everybody's like grinding. Yeah, we gotta get together soon. I know I'm working all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. It's I keep an eye out for both of those because they'll both be solid. I'm not sure what either beer style is yet,
Okay.
but
All
that'll be
right.
fun.
I'm excited for it. The next one's what's a guilty pleasure you secretly or not so secretly love?
Uh, guilty pleasure.
Could be a TV show, it could be a song. Like I love All Star by Smash Mouth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really watch too much TV.
Okay. Do you have like a guilty pleasure food? Like, like, oh, if I could have this.
I've been really into making Detroit style pizzas at home
Oh, okay.
lately.
Do you have like what do they call them? The blue steel pans or they called? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So, and they come out solid,
Nice.
but at 51, I can't really make them as much as I maybe would like to.
Yeah.
I could eat it every day, but I can't. I can't eat it every day.
Yeah.
I'll be dead in a year. So, so I guess it's that, and sometimes I'll try and I haven't had one. Okay, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I justify it in my head like it's okay, you can make one of those,
Yeah.
because
Of
it's
course.
just I live by myself. It's just me and my dog. So
Yeah.
so one of those will last me a couple days.
Okay.
It's good work lunch
Oh yeah.
fodder.
Yeah. We got to carb up for all
Yeah.
the hard work and all the cleaning.
Exactly.
So next one's like, how do you like incorporate like obviously local culture into like a place like Lucky Luke? And I feel like maybe because like the beer names and stuff like that, the 14 to the 5 to the 5 and stuff. But like any other ways you guys do that? How else do you guys do that?
Beer names. Each location ties into. We'll do like dog adoption events. Like Palmdale
Oh,
kind
that's
of works
cool.
with a rescue group. They'll do events
Oh,
every
okay.
now and then. We do small vendor markets where little mom and pop, probably Etsy shops or something come and
Oh, nice.
do little pop ups. We try and work with like food trucks. We try and do local stuff. We do a lot of. We have the stage here, so we do a lot of local bands here. We call it. I think we do it like one Thursday a month or something. Call it Luke's Locals. But we have
That's awesome.
3 local bands like Santa Clarita,
Yeah.
the surrounding area bands play. And it's just free shows, and they get to go on stage and do their thing. And we've got this big outdoor patio, and
It's a big space.
it's big.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have the ability to do a lot of stuff here. We do we will like host fundraisers for people. Like schools will have fundraisers here sometimes, and come on out and set up. And so we try and work with as much as we can the local communities in
Of course.
each area. So Palmdale works with their local people. We work with our local people. Lancaster's kind of like a restaurant, but like the owners do this thing called Tour de Luke, which is like a bike ride, like a fun bike ride, family ride.
Yeah.
And they get the streets closed down. They ride from their Lancaster spot to the Palmdale spot. Everybody has a beer, and then everybody rides back. It's just like a little fun family thing. Some people bring their kids, and they're riding back and forth. And I think it benefits. There's a bicycle, like a nonprofit bicycle. They give like low-income kids bikes or something.
Oh, that's cool.
They
That's
rebuild
awesome.
bikes, and they give them to kids that don't have bikes or something like that. So I think it's a benefit for that organization.
That's awesome.
So they do a lot of they do a lot more bigger events. They're tied in with the city up there, so they do when the city does concerts at like the pavilion and stuff, we're in there selling beer, and then vice versa. We allow people onto our space when they need a meeting space and things like that, or they've got some event going on. So it's kind of a nice symbiotic relationship. Everybody's helping each other. Just the owners are very focused on trying to work with local versus
it's fantastic,
big, like corporate chain things, like independent stuff.
Oh no, that's great. And I was even just like looking at the space when I was walking up. I was like, man, I can imagine what this place looks like on a summer night, like lit up and
Oh, this place it was packed yesterday. They had some cornhole tournament. There was like 200 people running around here yesterday. Then they had something else go on. We have a lot of like people reserve the back area.
Oh, okay.
And they'll do like birthday parties or retirement parties, and we have all sorts of stuff here.
That's great.
But yeah, we've got the outdoor space to do a lot of different things. I think we've got like a VW group coming here to do like a car show thing.
Okay.
We had a car show here a few years back where Jay Leno came out.
Oh shit.
He lives out, his garage is out here somewhere. And yeah, he showed up in some wild ass rare car. And, he just showed up. Like we weren't expecting him. We just heard about the event and what came out.
Oh, okay.
It was like here. It was
that's cool.
That's Jay Leno.
Notice the chin.
Yeah. He's pretty easy to identify. So. So it's cool. Yeah, I think the community knows we're a spot for them. I hope they do. That's kind of what our intent is. And when you do that, you strengthen those bonds. It's good for the community, but it also helps the business.
Oh, 100%.
So like I said, it's a good symbiotic thing. We're doing, helping out causes, helping out these nonprofits, helping out whatever. And at the same time, we're building the brand loyalty and the brand trust with those people, with our business. So
love it. That's the way it should be, man.
Yeah.
I love that. And that's one of the best things about craft beer. Not just, it's the industry in general, but they want each other to grow, and they're also willing to, they're about the community and, doing all that.
100%.
Yeah. Next one I want to ask you is like I know you guys have your cores, but like how do you balance like creativity and consistency like in the brew house, like when it comes to wanting to do like maybe like one-offs or stuff like that? What's that like for you?
So we have a good demand for our one-offs.
Yeah. That's great.
Our cores are our cores for a reason, because they sell good volume consistently. But the taproom patrons really like the variety that we do. So we try and keep a couple different IPAs on, usually a couple different lagers on, different styles. We have our oatmeal stouts year round, but like we have the brown on right now and people like that. We'll do, in the wintertime, we'll do like an imperial stout or, maybe a Belgian dark strong or something like that.
Yeah.
It's basically the biggest trick of it is keeping the cores on while being able to have the tank space to do the one-offs.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of beers on. We usually have 15 to 18 beers on at a time.
Yeah.
So keeping all those going while the cores are pulling a lot of the workload or the labor time, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
My time.
Yeah.
Brewing knows.
Yeah.
So I got to squeeze these other guys in there. But it's, it's just kind of like every brewer will get in and like, okay. And like things will change. Like, okay, well, we're going to shift from brewing this. Like, we're going to focus on this stuff. We're going to bring this in. This is a new core we're going to start doing. So now you got to it's another ball that you're juggling. They throw one in there. So you got to, and you think about it and you figure out how you can keep getting beers in the tank, out of the tank, in the tank, and just keep flipping tanks.
Yeah.
And eventually you'll figure something out. Or maybe you just hey, we can't, we don't have the capacity or the equipment to do this, but we could do this instead. And you find your rhythm. And that's just kind of part of our job as a head brewer is okay, this is what's being asked of me. How can I make this happen?
Okay.
And that just comes with experience. And, sometimes you just got to bust your ass and get after it and put some long days in and then get over that hump and okay, I got these and now I can kind of settle in and and you find your cadence and
of course.
and okay, well, this is what we can do without rushing things, or like, well, it's not quite ready, but I got to get this tank empty. So I don't,
Yeah.
like, that's where it's like, okay, we can't, this is as far as we can go. Because
Yeah.
if I go any farther, something could get squirrely.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to do that. Now we know where the line is, kind of.
Of course.
So, or your capacity for doing things 100% proper. And there's always little tricks that you can maybe speed something along, but only if it doesn't like affect the final product.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you just figure it out and go do it, basically. Yeah. It can be hectic, but
I bet
it can be done. So,
oh yeah, for sure. Well, should we grab another beer?
Sure.
All right, let's go. Hit pause. All right, we're back. I got the Water of Love. What's the ABV on this one?
6.7.
No. There you go. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I think it says 6, but my eyes are, they're still okay.
It's 6.7.
They're starting to go.
Yeah. That's I never wore glasses until I hit my 40s. So.
Yeah. Cheers, man. Ooh. Oh, yeah. That'll get you there. Yeah.
So that's Mosaic.
Do you guys can that?
We do not.
Oh,
we do not. That's Mosaic, Idaho 7, and Comet.
I love Mosaic.
Yeah, Mosaic's solid.
I was telling you earlier, I went to that Salty Walrus. Well, when I had some of their beer yesterday, and it was a single hop Mosaic, and you just don't see single hop beers. And every time I see one, I'm like, yep, getting that.
Especially Mosaic.
Oh yeah, so good.
Mosaic's great by itself. Yeah.
So next one is called situational beers. Like, which one do you think is best? It's pool beer, shower beer. It could be, this one's golf course beer, but it could be disc golf course beer, concert beer, airport beer, or beach beer.
You want me to name a beer for each one of those?
Oh, no. Like, which one's your favorite?
Oh, probably either disc golf beer.
Okay.
Or I just tanked my batch. I was brewing beer.
Okay.
That's a good beer.
All right. That's one I might have to add to the list.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, like, you still got to clean up, but hey, it's in the tank.
Yep.
All right. Let's get the brew house cleaned up and get ready to go home.
And get some Detroit style pizza.
Yeah, exactly. I got pizza to make.
There you go. Next ones, it could be a memorable brew day or a fun brew day or worst brew day, just a memorable one.
So we did the Disc Golf League. We did a beer here, a collab with the very first disc golf course in the world, which is in Pasadena, called Oak Grove. And they just turned 50.
Oh, dang.
So we did a kind of like a fundraiser collab beer so we had probably 25 breweries out here.
Okay.
So, which was super fun.
That's awesome.
We had Ism, Rip was out here. All our LA guys are out here. We had some disc baskets set up out back here. So dudes, I'm in there brewing. Dudes are just out drinking beer and throwing frisbees out here in the patio, which is, how it should be. And we got to, we had some of the course people come up, and it was just really fun because they were super into it, and they weren't brewers. So, but they like beer. And so they're very interested in learning and seeing it. And it's fun watching people it's like magic.
Yeah.
You're like just doing this dark arts thing or something, like this mystical.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, like, so you do this? And it's, it's fun seeing people's eyes light up like that when you're like, yeah. And then it's like, you just come up with this stuff?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's just this thought in my head. And then you do a bunch of math and here it comes,
Yeah.
So it's always fun doing that. And it's always fun getting all those disc golf brewer guys together. It's just a really fun. We'll have to have you come out sometime.
Oh, I'm in.
We could do an episode, like play with us
that'd be
do
sweet.
an episode and talk to. We got so many guys out there. So we usually go grab a beer at wherever breweries nearby. And so we play Pasadena, we go to Del Pueblo.
Oh, okay. I love,
Martin makes great beer.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just great people over there. So even on the disc golf thing, we try and support the little, we play a course in Sylmar, we'll go to Shadow Grove.
Oh, yeah.
So we just find somebody nearby and, hey, let's go check them out. And we play in La Mirada, we go to La Jara.
Oh, yeah.
It's things like that.
I love Derek and Jason.
Yeah.
Good guys.
Yeah. Derek's one of our regulars.
Okay.
He kicks my ass.
Okay.
Derek's good. Damn you, Derek. Yeah. So it's, it was just a fun day. It was for a good cause. And we were, the guys are out here playing disc and having fun. And, some guys are in there. Everybody's just hanging out. It's just a good time. So
I love that.
So that was a fun one. And being that I'm into disc golf and I'm friends with those guys over at the course anyway. So it was fun to be able to raise some money for them because they do a lot of good work with the city of Pasadena. And they have like nonprofit little programs for their thing. And so it's anytime we can kind of, up the community and just be,
of course,
do community centric things. I'm into that. I'm a big believer in collectivism and if people get together with a common goal, people can accomplish a lot of awesome things, you know what I mean? Without having that be big corporate funded, maybe government funded or so. Like you can do it. We can do it. Like we don't need all these guys. Like, us as people can get together and make, like this, whatever we're trying to do happen.
Oh yeah.
So.
Dude, I'm so down to do the disc golf episode.
Yeah, 100%.
I can just take my lapel mics and we're good.
Yeah.
I'm so in.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. I think it'd be fun. So we can schedule something. It's usually in the mornings on like a Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, that's perfect for me. Yeah.
We bring, everyone brings some beers out. Hey, I just did this. What do you think?
Yeah.
So we'll kind of beat each other's beers up. Like,
okay.
Your pH. Like I bring beers out and I'm like, here, beat this up for me.
Yeah.
Tell me what's wrong with this. I like it. This may be a little. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Right? And it's good to get feedback.
Of course.
Because they'll give you like.
Yeah.
Nobody makes like bad beer.
Yeah.
So, and everyone tastes beer different. So it's nice to have this wide variety of opinions on something.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're throwing Frisbees and having a beer in the park. That's nice too.
No, that's great, man. So next, I know you don't get hangovers very often anymore because you said you don't.
I try not to.
Yeah. But do you have like a hangover cure though?
Man, I kind of drink. I just drink water. Maybe take some B12.
Oh, there you go.
And just try and rest.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Vitamins are key for me.
Yeah, I try to avoid. They still happen once in a while, but I do try to avoid them. And when they do happen, I wake up. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah,
you know better. But it is what it is. It's
that's life, right?
Yeah,
it happens.
It didn't happen often, so it's okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Next one's taproom tunes. What are you listening to while you're brewing, like on a brew day? Because I know you're a big music guy. So.
Oh man, I listen to so much different stuff. You'll hear. So lately, I've been big into like instrumental stuff.
Okay.
So I've been listening to a lot of there's a LA band called La Lome.
Okay.
Which stands for LA League of Musicians, but they do kind of like instrumental, kind of like cumbia, kind of.
Okay.
They it's very interesting, very technical guitar, percussion type of things.
Yeah.
So I've been a big fan of them lately. They're probably like my favorite band around right now.
Oh, wow.
I listen to them. I grew up in punk rock times in the 80s and 90s, so I'll listen to the old punk tunes sometimes.
Okay.
I'll listen to Billie Holiday. I'll listen to Michael Jackson, Madonna.
Yeah.
Super sounds of the 70s type of stuff.
Okay.
Old funk and soul.
Yeah.
I'm a big Bill Withers and Sam Cooke fan.
Oh, I love Sam.
Gil Heron Scott. I'm big onto him. So I just listen to it's kind of all over. The taproom people are like, what the hell are you? Because I'm mostly here by myself. The sales guy will pop in, pop out. He's doing his thing. But it's mostly just me and my dog here during the day. So I'll put things on and they'll come in and I can tell when they really don't like something because they'll immediately change it to the taproom music. I'm like, oh, you don't like that band, huh?
Yeah.
I hate that music. Oh, I don't know how you listen to it. Well, you listen to weird stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of stuff that's like not in English.
Okay.
A lot of cumbia. I listen to African, like soul bands that sing in like French. I think they're Ivorians. I think they sing in like French. I don't know French, and they're like, you don't even know what they're singing about. I'm like, it's just the vibes.
Yeah,
like, I get good vibes from these tunes. I don't know what it is, but like, I don't know what they're singing about. Like, I have no clue. But
no, I got you. But, even like for me, like I'll listen to Maná, but I don't know what they're saying. I don't speak Spanish. Yeah. But there's a few songs that I liked, and I'm like, oh yeah, well, this is a banger. But I don't know. I have no idea what it's about.
I don't know what. No clue. You know, I can maybe decipher a couple. My Spanish is not good.
Yeah.
But so it's kind of all over the place, and there's a group of us that will send Spotify like, hey, check these guys out. Like, whoa, okay, like
nice.
So there's a bunch of us that'll just kind of send music recs to each other, and it keeps things fresh. It's fun.
It's awesome.
Yeah, Nick over at Aero Lodge and I share a lot of music.
I like Nick. He's a good dude.
Yeah, Nick's great.
Yeah,
he's a good friend.
Love that. Next one's called a 6-pack. So we had the 4-pack. Now it's a 6-pack, but it's rapid fire.
Okay.
So lager or IPA?
Lager.
Okay. Hazy or West Coast?
West Coast.
Music or sports at a brewery?
Can't we have both?
Yeah.
I probably music's probably better.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know. I'm a big soccer guy.
Okay.
So like I wouldn't mind Manchester United.
Okay.
And then LAFC.
All right.
Yeah.
My cousin's a big United fan. I like Chelsea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And then my buddy's a gunner, so he's an Arsenal fan.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, but he's always talking shit because they were at the top of the table. So
yeah. I got a few Arsenal friends, and they're on a good one right now.
Oh, like,
please don't win the league. I'm never going to hear the end of it if you guys win this year. So yeah. But I probably music I think is better.
Okay.
I'd rather be a brewery known for music than just be like a sports bar, unless it was for a specific like team. Like, this is where you go to watch this.
Yeah, United games or stuff like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Versus like we just have ESPN on.
Yeah.
Like in 30 TVs everywhere.
Yeah.
I think music is more conducive to people having conversations versus just dudes planting into a stool and staring at a screen, which is fine, like business wise, but I think there's more energy when people are sitting around talking, having conversations, friends are there, like, and the music's just kind of the background soundtrack.
Exactly.
I think.
I feel the same way. Like, I do love sports, like, but if I'm going to go watch like sports at like somewhere, I'll go to like Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just go get some food, or
I'll go to a sports like bar type of spot. Yeah.
But at a brewery, I want to have a conversation, like whether it's with either like a buddies that I'm with or like the brewery owner or whoever is around, just being able to strike up a conversation and just kind of get lost in that for an hour or two.
Yeah. And the sports guys are kind of limited in what they're going to drink. Like, we'd probably sell the hell out of our light lager, and then maybe some guys will drink IPA, but they're not going to have the variety of people that are coming to just kind of hang out where it's more eclectic. Like sports guys just kind of like get pictures of Bud Light or whatever they do at Buffalo Wild Wings and stuff like that. So I just think it's a little better energy.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. Next one's favorite brewery outside of Lucky Luke. That's a loaded question because you have a lot of friends.
I got a lot of friends. Favorite as far as like drinking?
Yeah. Just to go have a beer. Like, we'll stop after work sometimes, or,
I'll give it, there's a ton, but I really love Lawless.
Okay.
In North Hollywood.
Yeah, okay.
One, I can walk there in like 10 minutes from my house. So that's nice. But Josh makes great beer. Josh is a great brewer.
Okay.
And I think Lawless gets slept on way more than they should. He makes killer lagers. He makes killer West Coast IPAs. He's got some good West Coast Pilsners. He does a good variety. And then the people there, him, Jackie, the owner, Ben, just the nicest, most like they're into it for all the right reasons.
Oh, yeah.
And I just love seeing, I go there and it's busy. They're like a dog park.
Yeah.
Basically, instead of kids, well, they have some kids, but it's like dogs. There's like 50 dogs. Just everybody brings their dogs. Or they have their dog just walking around Franklin. It's very cool, and they're just such good people.
I love it.
And the beers are really, really good. I think they get slept on, and they're just kind of like this little. They just do their thing in North Hollywood, and they're not trying to take over the world. They're just trying to. They're very local centric. They do tons of events, community wise, like art groups come there, art collectives go there and do shows, and and they do all sorts of things. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's so many favorite. I like different.
I know.
You know,
yeah, it's a loaded question.
But that's. I guess I would say Lawless for right now because I just want to see them succeed because they're just doing everything for the right reasons. They do things right, and they're just good people. So
yeah, I've been meaning to record with them. I've been wanting to set something up because I talked to them about it at LA Beer Fest last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was last year. So I've been wanting to set something up because I've heard nothing but great things about Lawless. So I was like, I need to get over there.
Yeah, and it's great because there's, I mean, the beers are stellar.
Yeah,
and then the people are great. So they've got both. There's sometimes there's like, you guys are so cool, and the beers are like, that's not horrible, but like, you know, nobody in LA, of course. I'm talking about outside of LA.
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah. So you know, it's good. They're good people.
Yeah, gonna have to do that. Question number 5 is, and I guess maybe touched on this, but favorite drunk food. Maybe like to end the night. What do you want to have?
Drunk food?
Yeah.
Probably. Sometimes it's chicken sopes.
Oh, okay.
I love sopes.
Oh, so good.
I'm also, I guess I could have put this for guilty pleasure food. I'm a big fried chicken guy. I love the foods that want to kill me.
Okay.
I don't know if that's how it just everyone is, but yeah. Like, I love this so much. It's like you're going to have a heart attack. You eat me more than like once every 2-3 months.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I'd say probably Mexican food would be my top pick.
Okay. Yeah, I love Mexican food's great. It's like Mexican and Italian. I'll make pasta at least once or twice a week.
Nice.
Yeah. Because it's always something because you can make different, sauces.
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
So it makes it so easy. So it's not always the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Last question on the 6-pack is if your personality was a beer style, what would it be?
Oh, that probably depends on who you ask.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a little bristly to some people.
Okay.
Probably a smoked Helles.
Okay.
Because you either like it or you don't like it.
Yeah.
It's not really like, it's okay.
Yeah. There's no middle ground with that.
Yeah. It's like you're either like, oh, I like this, or I don't need that. I'm fine.
Yeah.
So I could be a little polarizing, I think, sometimes.
Okay.
I'm kind of opinionated. And
hey, nothing wrong with that.
I speak my mind.
Good.
So yeah, probably smoked Helles.
Okay. All right. No, they don't see those ever. Yeah. I love a good Helles, but I haven't seen a smoked Helles on a menu in a long time.
Our sister will make one that's damn good. I think they've won some awards for it before.
I'll have to try it. I mean, maybe I think I might have tried it when I recorded out there with Alex Lucio.
Okay.
I think that was the last time I was out that way. Oh, next question. If you could have one pint with any historical figure, celebrity, a sports figure, or even could be a family member, alive or dead, anything like that, who would you want to have a beer with?
Charles Bukowski, the author.
Okay.
He wrote a lot of stuff. I read his stuff when I was growing up, and I related to a lot of it. His struggles growing up, and life wasn't the greatest as a kid for him, nor me. So probably him. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I know the name.
He's very, he was like a drunk writer.
Yeah.
And he would just drink it. He lived in LA and he'd go to little dive bars and he'd just hang out.
Like a Hemingway almost?
Yeah. He'd go to the map room all the time and he'd go here and he'd go play at the track and then he'd go home and get hammered and write poetry and stories. And
what is something like some of his like more popular stuff? Because I love to read, but I've never read any of it.
His book Ham on Rye, really related hard with me as far as like being a teenager growing up. He's got so many good books. Factotum. There's a movie Mickey Rourke made. It's really hard to find anymore these days, called Barfly, which is basically a movie about him. Wow. He wasn't the greatest of people always. He was kind of a dick sometimes, but I think in his heart of hearts, he was a really good, loving person.
Okay.
He was a little rough around the edges, sometimes drinking.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And his writing is very 50s, 60s, 70s era kind of stuff that would, some people would kind of be like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, but he's a good writer. And I just related a lot to him growing up.
That's cool though, man. Like, because I love reading, like, but I mean, growing up, like, I read a lot of, it was like Steinbeck and obviously Fitzgerald and Hemingway a lot. And I still do, but I still like, there's always books that like, that we have in our life or that we come across or read in our life that like we always revert back to. Like there's like, it's a children's book, but at the Phantom Toll Booth, I'll read that once a year. And there's certain things that I pick like that maybe at a certain point in my life, maybe not every year I learn something new, but there's a certain point like over the last like 20 years that I would read it at least once a year. Like maybe a couple of years go by and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I never really got that before.
Yeah.
Because you didn't understand it because you're like at a certain point in your life. And then when you
100%,
maybe you went through something like that. Yeah. Like that's that or like Of Mice and Men or like East of Eden or like, there's so many phenomenal books out there.
Yeah. 100%. And your life experience changes your perspective on life. We all go through things good and bad, and it affects us in different ways, and so we see the world in different ways, and which is awesome because if you're open and listening or willing to listen to other perspectives, you can see a bigger scope of the world,
of course,
versus just people that just agree with agree with you on everything. And it's like, it's good to get different perspectives in life from, well, when I grew up, this had to happen. Whoa.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of wild. You had to deal with that. Like, this is normal. Like, oh, okay. All right. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to do that.
Yeah, man. It's great. And like, the more you're like, we talked about learning earlier, like learning something new every day, but like the more you learn, the more at least I feel like with reading, like when I was a kid, I loved going to the book fair.
Yeah.
And I would sneak and I would tell them because my mom and dad were separated. So I'll be like, Dad, I need $20 for the book fair. And he'd be like, all right, here's $20. Like, hey, Mom, I need $20 for the book fair.
Like they'd roll all the books into the library at school and you got to go buy. I love that too.
Yeah. So I had like $40. I was like, all right, I can buy like, I don't know. Well, back then you could probably buy like 8 or 9 books.
Yeah.
Now it's like, $40, you're buying one.
Maybe 2.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, it's so great. And like, I read this, if you ever get a chance, there's a book called The Tender Bar.
Okay.
And it's by J.R.R. Moringer.
Okay.
I actually just finished it because I'd watched, they made a movie about it on Amazon did. So I was like, man, that sounds like it'd be an incredible book. So I read the book and it was just like everything I wanted it to be. And it obviously elaborated on way more than the movie could. And it was just fantastic.
Okay.
And I think it's like $10 on Amazon or something like that. To get the book.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's really great. And there's a part in it where they talk about like this specific bar that, that one of the characters worked at. And it's just like, they talk about that place being like a local gathering place, whether it was for weddings or funerals or anything like that, people would come together at this place. And I always feel like I relate that to craft beer because no matter what, people are going to come here to conversate, to enjoy each other's company and to just enjoy something that, that we're all a part of and that we all love. So,
yeah. And I think as a brewery, that's what you want to be. I mean, the term pub comes from public house, and public houses used to be the meeting points. That's where the town hall meetings were. And so that would be where all sorts of people, that was the hub of the community. That's where everyone would come meet after work. Everyone would go there. I mean, there was only probably one in town at the time, depending where you live. But, and I think that kind of, if you can get people to think about your spot in those terms, that you can really be successful. And you might not, become some regional national brand, but you can be a stalwart in your neighborhood. And if your business is sustainable, you're making some money, nobody's going to get mega rich or anything, and that really shouldn't be the point either. As long as people can make a living and survive and sustain off of it, then to me that's enough. And and the community knowing we're there for them as a meeting spot or a place to go and gather. Yeah, that's ideal.
100%, man. 100%. Then last two questions. Oh, actually, no, sorry, last three. The first of the three questions, and it is, well, what's your Mount Rushmore of breweries?
Mount Rushmore breweries? Oh, man, that's tough.
Yeah.
I'd say Sierra.
Okay.
I'll say, was that like 4?
Yeah, there's 4.
4. Yeah. Sierra. I'll throw Dogfish Head in there.
Oh, I love it.
I wasn't a big fan of a lot of their stuff, but I admired that they would try weird things.
Oh, yeah. Sam is a wild man. I bought him on the show.
They find some scroll in Egypt and they made this beer. Like,
Midas Touch?
Yeah, and it was not great, but it was supposed to be a historic replication of what that was. So in that, if you think about it in those terms, it's awesome. Yeah. They made this beer that the Egyptians were sort of making. Yeah. And it wasn't the tastiest thing, but like to go back and do that, and you got to taste what people were drinking back in the pyramid times. You know what I mean? Like it's so I'll give them that for that. 60-minute IPA was okay. Oh yeah. After 90 and 120, I can't do it. Yeah. Even when I was into higher ABV stuff, it was too much. But for their innovative thinking and their risk taking, I'll put them up there. Well, I don't want to. I don't know about the other two. Yeah, I guess. Well, while you think about it, I'll tell you a story about that beer, Midas Touch. So that was the beer. So because when I was younger, I had a 22-ounce bomber of Double Bastard. Or I think it was Double Bastard. Maybe it was just an Arrogant Bastard. But that wrecked me. So, but my buddies, they were all big stone guys. And I just started getting into craft beer. So they take me to Escondido, to the World Bistro. Okay. And of course, like, I don't know if you remember that tap list, or not tap list, but just the beer menu. It was like the smallest print, and there was like 100 on each side. It was a ton.
Yeah. And the first time I ever tried the first beer, I was like, man, I don't know what to get. And then I was like, I saw Dogfish. I was like, what's Midas Touch? Like, you know what? Just give me that. I don't know. This is like, I was overwhelmed by the options.
That's a lot. Yeah.
And I tried that. It was like, that was the first craft beer that I thought, like, man, this is what beer is. So that was like my gateway beer.
Oh man, that's a good one for the first time. Yeah, are they all like this?
Yeah,
yeah. I guess for the other two, I'd put Brooklyn. I'd put Brooklyn up there. Garrett Oliver's done a lot of stuff, and as a person of color, starting way back when he did, you gotta give Garrett
100%
respect for that, and they're still here and they're still doing well, and he's doing all sorts of, he's got the Michael Jackson Foundation that he does, and a lot of different initiatives to get more people of color into brewing, which is, I think, fantastic.
Oh yeah,
the more perspectives you bring and backgrounds you bring into beer, I think the better beer will get, and more diverse and more innovative. Same with, bringing in more women into beer. I think that's great. I guess the fourth one, it's not really a Mount Rushmore, but I'll give it's Alex Noel was a woman coming up in beer back in the 90s and stuff.
Okay.
When women kind of were like, oh, you're going to come do guy work with us?
Yeah.
And she toughed it out. She was at Stone. She's done great things. She ran Three Weavers and won a bunch of awards for them. Established Three Weavers on the map, and now she's in, I think it's Cleveland or Cincinnati. With I think it's called Mellowtone, something like that. But she's got a new spot now. Yeah, out back east. So I'll give her a lot of credit because she kind of went through the same thing Garrett did. I would think in a little different, obviously, but was kind of an anomaly in the industry for a while. Yeah, and made it so women aren't an anomaly. We've got a bunch of female brewers in LA. Amber over at Boomtown does great stuff.
She's fantastic.
Yvette, I think she's at Boomtown now, and
Yeah.
Feathered Serpent.
Mm-hmm.
She does good stuff. Adrian at
she's at Alter now.
Alter.
Yeah.
Yes, Alter. She's a great brewer. There's
Bridget,
a lot of
yeah, I love Bridget. She's so cool.
There's a lot of great female brewers in LA, and that's I want to think Alex had a huge part in that. She used to do Pink Boots out here. I think she was president for a while.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that needs to be credited to Alex. Just like Chewy over at Boomtown was one of the first people of color in LA beer.
Yeah.
And now we have also, all sorts of people of color in the industry in LA, and LA's kind of more, it just represents the community more. Like these are it's not just white dudes with beards in Los Angeles. Like we all know there's a lot of different populations out here.
100%.
And to see the different populations being represented, Brown Soul makes great beer.
Oh, yeah. Noe?
Yeah, Noe. Yeah, good friend, good brewer. So, it's great that LA's looking like the brewing industry population looks like the population of LA.
Yeah.
Or is looking more like it. It's maybe not completely there, but it's getting there.
It's growing for sure.
And, certain people had a lot to do with that, planting those seeds. And now those seeds are taking root and growing into, trees. And it's great to see them keep going.
Oh, 100%, brother. Second to last question. If you could bring something back from when you were a kid that isn't around anymore, what would it be?
The Muppet Show.
Okay.
I love the old school. They were like it was like late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
I love the Muppet Show. Oh, man. That and Sesame Street. My mom would be like, Sesame Street was on. I'd just put you down. I could go do anything. I could leave the house probably and you wouldn't move. You'd just sit there. And I love the Muppet Show. It was great because it had it was kind of like done in the format of late night talk shows. But, so like Sylvester Stallone and Dolly Parton and people like that are on talking to these puppets. And, I'm like 6, 7, 8, just like, I love it. I was a huge fan, so I'd bring that back.
Okay. Yeah, I also loved when I was a kid. It was like Muppet Babies. It was like the cartoon.
Yeah, I watched that a little bit. Yeah.
The last one is, if you had to describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
One word.
Yeah. It's a loaded question. It's a tough question.
Different.
Okay.
Not necessarily in a good way or a bad way.
No, I could see that. Like based on just what we've talked about. Like you like a little different. No, but you like different things, and that's great. Like that's what makes you you.
Yeah. I was gonna say myself, but then that was kind of not like a non-answer answer.
Okay.
But, yeah.
All right, man. I love it. Well,
Cool.
I just want to say thank you for letting me come down here.
I appreciate for you having us on.
Yeah. To get to come hang out. So we got to meet, it was at Eureka. It was at the anniversary. And I was like, all right, I need to make it happen. I was like, when am I going to Kyla's or to my sister's house? Because lately work has just been insane. But I was like, I needed to have you on. So I'm glad.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah. And we'll set that disc golf thing up.
Oh, I'm in 100%.
You'll have a blast, I think. It'll be fun.
For sure. Like I'm beer and disc golf. Like I'm terrible. Like I wouldn't say I'm terrible. I've just never played officially.
We've had so many people like, oh, I've never done it. Like, dude, it's okay to suck. We're not here. We're not here to. No one's trying to turn pro. It's
dude, I'm completely okay with making an ass out of myself.
Yeah. So. we have people that come first time all the time, and it's like, yeah, dude, it doesn't. Don't worry about that. We're just here having fun.
Yeah.
So we have our slogan is bad rounds, good times.
Okay.
Which is we play kind of shitty, but we have a blast. And it's not, the point isn't to win.
Yeah.
It's
just enjoy each other's company.
Fellowship of, the company. And, it's a highlight it's definitely a highlight in my week when I'm able to get out there. And I like to think that a lot of the other guys enjoy it too.
I love it, man. Well, thank you again so much, bro.
Thanks a lot.
Everybody, if you haven't been to Lucky Luke, it's over in Santa Clarita. Well, they also have the Palmdale, and you said the Lancaster location as well. This is obviously a phenomenal space. There's so much seating and there's so much to do up here. Just make sure if you come to the guard gate, just let them know you're coming to Lucky Luke. They'll let you right in.
Yeah.
But thank you again so much, brother.
Yeah, appreciate it, Mike.
All right. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And Herbie, again, thank you, man. Super grateful. Like, yeah, I really appreciate you. Let me come down there, hang out with you, and, have a couple beers. And like I said, again, hear your story, which is awesome. So, and, got to, like, their facility, like, when you're driving up and you're going in the park, like, it doesn't look like super massive or anything like that from the outside. But when then you go in and you see the tap room and you see how much space they have out there, I can imagine what those summer nights are like. And just being able to have some beers, throw some, play cornhole, do all that sort of stuff. Man, I got to go over there again soon. And have a few more beers with her because that was a blast. All right. Like I said, I got to pack, got to get shit done. And yeah. So I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you have a great Sunday. Watch some baseball, watch a little hockey, And more than anything, just have some ice cold beers. Go support your local brewery. Because remember, we always got to support local, drink local, and find your beer. Cheers.